In this video we're going to look at the WordPress backend, the administration area where you can make lots of changes to your site. So I'm just going to log in, and the first thing that you'll see is the WordPress dashboard. So in the dashboard you can see there's some information about your posts and pages. For example, I've got 8 pages set up already. I've got 1 blog post, and see if there are any comments, any spam comments that need to be deleted, or any other comments that are pending approval. So you can see down the left hand side there's a menu here, and it has lots of different options. This post section is for blog posts, pages are for the pages on your site, and as you scroll down you can see information about the appearance of the site and plugins and lots of other options here. So we're not going to go into great detail in this video. We'll be going into more detail in other videos about what you can and can't do within the admin area, but I just want to show you a couple of quick things. First thing over here is what's called Quick Press, and this is if you want to write a new blog post, and you can do that straight away from here, and that saves you a lot of time if you have a quick news update you want to make on your site. In the top right hand side there's an option called Screen Options, and as you can see in here you can turn on and off various items that appear on your dashboard. This can make your WordPress load quicker, and it can remove some of the clutter as well. And in the help section you can see some more information about each one of these modules. So let's have a quick look through the left hand menu. The first thing I'm going to show you is there's an option here to collapse and expand, and if you leave it collapsed you'll see that if you hover over you can get a one-click access to any of the areas within, and if you leave it expanded you can actually see the names. So I'm going to leave it expanded for the moment. If you have a smaller screen it can be quite handy to collapse it, or if you want to access stuff quicker because you've only got to do one click, you just hover and then click. So I'm going to leave it expanded, and I'm going to show you. The first thing is the posts. Posts are blog posts. WordPress was originally created to facilitate blogging, and you can see that posts are given a prominent exposure in the top of the menu. Next thing then is the media section, and this is where you can have images and sound files and video. Next thing then is links, and this is you can manage links. For example, there's a thing called a blog roll, which is where you have a list of links to other blogs. You see it quite common that bloggers have a list of other sites that they recommend, and links can be managed in there. That's a different thing to actually having a link within a piece of text on any page. You can do that. You can edit the text so that you can have a link there as well. The next thing then is pages, and these are the actual pages that you have on your site, like for example the home page, the contact us page, the about us page. And then comments are again another, used mainly for blogging and on blog posts, but you can also have comments on pages as well. And for example on the Self-Assembly Sites website we're going to have comments on each video page so that we can get your feedback and tips on each video. So we're going to have comments enabled on pages. Some people disable them on pages because that looks more professional for a commercial website. The appearance section is where you set up a design theme, which is like a template, and you'll see more about that later. What it allows you to do is change the look and feel of a website very, very quickly, literally with the click of one button. Another thing is widgets. We'll take another look at those more in depth later on. For now, just know that they're a very useful way of keeping certain parts of your website design all in one place. Like for example, if you have a bunch of links to a certain area of your website, things like that, you can use widgets for that. Another really, really useful one is menus. What menus does is it allows you to edit the menus, the horizontal navigation menus that you see on many websites, the vertical navigation menus that you see on websites as well, usually in the sidebar. And what you can do is you can drag and drop the menu to add new items. When you add a new page you can have it automatically added into the menu, or you can have it not add new pages in as you choose. So we'll look at menus again in another video in more depth. Background, if your theme supports it you can change the background image in this area, and the same for the header. And the editor is a place in WordPress that you can go in and edit the files in your themes. That's kind of more advanced, and we'll be looking at that later on in the process. The next thing is plugins. Plugins are very, very useful. What plugins do is let you add various pieces of functionality. We'll be looking at plugins in great detail, the kind of stuff that you can add to your site. For example, one of the ones that I use is an automatic backup plugin. What it does is it backs up your website every day and it emails a copy of it to your Gmail account, so you have a daily copy of your website backed up. Another plugin that you can get makes your website more search engine friendly so that you get higher search results. Another plugin blocks spam comments on your blog comments. So there's lots and lots of different plugins. There's thousands literally, so we'll have a look at those later. One of the next areas that's very useful is users. What you can do is you can have different people who can log into the administration area of your website. So for example, if you have somebody who you want to be able to add new pages, you can give them access to add new pages to your site. And in WordPress there are also different user levels. So what that means is you can have somebody who can edit any web page on the site, or you can only allow them to edit just the pages that they themselves have added to the site. And you can even set it so that you can have what's called a contributor, who is somebody who can add a new page to the site but not publish it live, so that somebody else can go in later and verify and then publish whatever has been contributed. So there's lots of different things that you can do with users, and you can let each person add their username, reset their own password so they manage their own password. WordPress handles all of that for you. So it's very, very easy to add new users to your website. The tools section allows you, there's a couple of little handy tools in there that allow you to write a new blog post using what's called a bookmarklet. Again, this is something we'll look at later, but all you need to know for now is that it's there and you can have a quick look in there. It also allows you to import and export. So you can import all of your pages. If you have a WordPress set up somewhere else, you can export them from within this, and then you can import them on your new website. So that's very useful as well. And then finally, settings area, and this is really, really useful. The settings is where you will set up a lot of the initial things on your website. So when you set it up for the first time, you'll go in there and make quite a few changes. Then you won't have to revisit it very often, but it's very, very useful at the start. And then the last two here, this may or may not be on your WordPress dashboard at the moment. These are here because I've installed a contact form plugin and the backup plugin that I mentioned. So you probably won't see these if you just have installed it straight away. You can see all in one SEO. That's from another plugin as well. So your dashboard may look slightly different to this, but those are things that you can add later on. So that's the WordPress dashboard. Have a look around. Click on the different options and see what's available to you, and have a look through our videos to see where we have videos on almost every one of these options.